The Fargone Podcast, presented by This Is Coffee. Premium instant coffee meant to be enjoyed outside. Get yours at thisiscoffee.ca. Frickin' rights, boys. We're back. Ep.5, Fargone Podcast.
Yes.
And everyone is on the frickin' screen. Can it be any better than that? How the heck are the fellas? How are you guys doing?
Oh, doing good. Happy to be back.
Yeah, man. Same. It's good. It was a great couple months there, great 9 weeks, but always nice to get back into the routine and back in the clinic, swing of things, and try and get a little bit, maybe think about getting a little bit of hunting time in for myself this year too.
Yeah, exactly. Well, frick, boys, I don't even know where to start. We got so much to get caught up on. What are we, October 21st? So obviously a few months in on this thing, and everyone's been Well, Reese has been traveling the world. Matt's been freaking traveling Canada here and guiding some stuff. Let's just get into it. So Reese, I'd love to hear how the last couple camps and stuff like that. How have things been going?
Well, it was pretty good, but I'm gonna make it quick. I think Matt's got the stories to start us off here for sure. But no, honestly, it was great. Good training and stuff like that. Got back on the 10th of October and have done some hunting, but nope, prepped up for the season and yeah, ready to go. I'll send it off to Matt though. Let's hear the guide stories.
Reese, why do you think I asked yourself first, man? We needed Matt to close. So,
oh, this podcast is going 4.5 hours and Matt's talking the whole time.
Yeah, I love it. Well, I'll clear my dinner plans here.
Yeah, geez. Yeah, man, I won't lie to you, dude. It's been a heck of a season. So I started guiding for Ben 4 years ago, and but I have my main job as a kind of a clinician, sports chiro here in Kelowna. But with some potential changes coming up next year, I wasn't sure I'd be able to I wanted to do the full year and go to the NWT or the Yukon at some point in time. Hunt white sheep, giant caribou, giant moose. In the Yukon, you get to hunt grizzly bears too. So it just seemed like it was a freaking no-brainer. And so, yeah, it took off 9.5 weeks. 4 hunting clients. First one was a Dall sheep caribou combo. Second one was a grizzly bear caribou combo. Third one, moose caribou, and the last one, a moose. The biggest goal I had was to get if it wasn't record book, it didn't matter, but I also didn't want to kill dinks, but cause I get in trouble and get made fun of. But I just wanted to do right by the client and find what we needed to find. And yeah, so I had the goal of going 7 for 7, and I went 7 for 7 with each for everything. What was actually pretty sick was I was 7 for 7 on stalks. So no blown stalks, which is
no
tough
way,
because you're dragging someone along, and it's and some of them killed a lot of stuff, and you're like, oh, this is cool, and then others have not, and they're like, oh yeah, well, should and you're like, oh my god, these guys don't even know how to build a shooting setup. They maybe shoot off a bench 5 days a week, but they've never shot off a pack or sticks or whatever. So lots of different stuff. And I mean, yeah, this season went awesome. From Iron North's perspective, this season went super great. From my personal perspective, it went great. It was great, man. My wife was up there for the first 4 weeks working in base camp and doing her own job. She works in tech, and then brought the dog up too. So I got to see her a couple times, which was
the
great.
Whole fam, man.
Yeah, dude, it was cool. So she gets to experience the Mackenzie Mountains. Again, we got married up in Arctic Red. Cool. Maybe a story for another podcast, but
yeah, episode 6.
Our honeymoon was 14 days of backpacking for caribou. So yeah. But yeah, it was so freaking good. And the first hunt was so sick. I got to hunt with these 2 buddies. Brady Jardine, you can find his videos at KLR Outdoors, stands for Killer Outdoors. And then his good buddy Mergs, who I've met before but never had the pleasure of hunting with. So Brady and Ben went and basically tackled this one big mountain range, and then Mergs and I tackled this other big mountain range, with a big valley in between, and so much country. Every day you could do 20K and 5,000 feet and experience brand new country every day, every day, every day.
Oh, I love that.
And there's like that area hasn't been hunted in like 30 or 40 years at least. And it's super low density. But when Ben and Tav were flying in in June, they saw like a couple of pretty good rams, but like nothing else. So a client and a guide went in there in the beginning of the season and didn't see anything for 2 weeks. So as stubborn as Ben and I can be, we went back in and we're like, well, they just didn't do it properly. And so
Yeah,
we
clearly
just
they did something wrong here.
they didn't get up to the top of every mountain. So we went in there and that hunt was sick, man. It's like right out the gate, it drops down. So you're pushing up like 1,000 to 1,200 feet of kind of like bush bashing every day and then get up there. And they're just lucky enough, like the second day, I like look back down. I'm looking across because we're basically trying to like, we're going up the valley, we're going down this valley, and then we'll try and share camp together. And then we kind of go up the other sides and then kind of like run the ridges kind of like north south. And then we keep moving east west. So you kind of glass back at stuff and they glass back for us. And then we look down the downsides and try and like work as a team the whole way down. Well, that first day I kind of threw that plan to the to the wind because I spotted this bedded caribou across the valley. And I was like, oh man, that's like my mind, I was like, we're like 4.5K away across the valley. And I'm like looking through my binos and I was like, oh man, like I see tops. And if you like see antler on a mule deer, like from a ways away, you're like, oh, that's a big mule deer.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh man, this is like a pretty big caribou. So I was like, it took me like an hour to convince my client to like go down. And like, I'm like, we can do it. He's like, is this going to ruin sheep hunting I'm like, no, like we're going to build an airstrip.
Yeah.
Get this caribou out of here. We've got 12 more days of sheep hunting. Like, it's not be a big deal. So we freaking end up going down there and I get to like 358 yards. And I was like, this is kind of it unless we like want to get real close. And then like things can happen really fast. So I'm looking at this thing through the spotter and there was no shrinkage like at 358 yards. I was like, holy sweet banana. I was like, this is a book caribou. And then Mergs plunked it. And yeah, thing measured 411. So first Yukon caribou for me, 411.
Oh my gosh, dude. You were feeling pretty good, eh?
Felt so good. And then so that was great. Move on. Brady and Ben end up we kind of go up the valley a little further, like away from where we ended up finding some sheep. But Brady and Ben were up one side. I was caping the caribou, and then they saw some rams back behind us, like about 8K. And like two of the rams looked great. Like, oh, okay. So they went back. I waited at the airstrip to get that caribou picked up next day. So they go up. They finally get up there. Kill that ram the next day. We're like, well, it was with this other one and we can't find it right now. So I said, well, no sense us ripping back. Like it could easily circle back around us. So like, let's just hit up some more peaks. So we just kind of kept doing our thing. And then they were moving camp to get the sheep out of there. And Ben was doing some caping and Brady was watching, trying to find this other ram that it was with. And it was like a nice ram, like probably 9 or 10 years old, like 37 inches, like great ram. And Brady's like, oh my God, I found it. And I get like inReach after inReach message. I'm like, holy shit. I'm like, okay. So we're like a ways away. So we get back, get down off this mountain, pack camp up as much as we can, and then head over first thing in the morning. It's pouring rain, wet, get over there right at the base of where they last saw it. And I'm kind of sitting there. It's like noon. The weather finally lifts enough. And I was like, man, we can't see it here. There was kind of like like it was sitting in this cliff, and then there was like another semi like small split mountain in front of it, and it was sitting in this like U. So like Brady could only see this ram from where they were walking down to make this new airstrip to get, like, you couldn't see it anywhere else unless I don't know, you were in a jetpack.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh well, there's like a big crack up this mountain in this crease. So I'm like crawling up through this waterfall, kind of up. I'm like, just tell Mergs at the bottom, I'm like, dude, like, I'm going to be so far ahead of you though. Like, don't worry about it. Just keep coming. You're going to be 2 hours behind me, but don't worry about it. Like, just by the time you get up there, I'll have everything figured out. Just take your time and get up there maybe today would be fine.
Yeah.
And so we like start going up and then end up finding that ram. And it was kind of funny because I'd been up there for like 2 hours, obviously looking. Mergs gets up there. I'm like, okay, the last time I saw this ram, it kind of started feeding away from us. So I'm figuring we either got to make a move or we can just wait it out till the end of the day and he should wrap back around out of the sun.
Yeah.
So I'm like waiting. And then I'm like sitting with my back to where the sheep was like a couple hours ago. And I look kind of over at Mergs and he's like looking and he's like, there's a sheep right there. And I was like, what? And I like turn around and there was nothing. And I was like, well, he's made it up. Like, whatever. He's just like, he's focused so hard. He just saw, like, imagined a sheep. I'm like, he's into it. I'm like, good. So I like turn back around. I'm like, what? And I've walked like maybe 10 yards from him at this point, and I'm standing up. And he's like, there it is again. And I was like, what the? And I turned around, and sure enough, this sheep was just bedded like behind this big pinnacle. The whole time I've probably been up there, and starts walking, and I literally like laid down.
Yeah.
And
How many yards away are you guys from it at that point?
What's that?
How many yards are you from him?
402.
Okay.
And, so I like fireman roll, like log roll back. And I'm like, okay, buddy, I'm like binos on the ground. Didn't even have my spotter was set up, but it was like down behind me. I was like, dude, bipod, like I got his gun ready and everything before right when he got up there. And I'm like, okay, dude, I'm like, bang this sheep. So we're looking, and I like didn't really age it because I threw the binos up and I'm like resting on my elbows super steady. And I just saw like stack. Like I saw 6 and like, I'm like, doesn't matter. And I also saw the fact it's like ridiculously long.
For
so I was
sure.
like, doesn't matter.
It's a shooter.
Doesn't matter. Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah.
So we get up, he's like, ready? I'm like, yep. Boom. 6.5 PRC, Gunworks just folded that caribou a few days back. This is a better rest. Like, you know, and I see like rocks fly up, like level with the sheep. And I'm like, no. And I'm like, and the sheep was walking, like, kind of just along and didn't stumble, didn't break stride. I was like, huh. I was like, dude, I think you missed. No big deal. Let her rip again. Same yardage. Boom. Don't see any rocks fly up. Sheep stops, turns around, walks back down. And if you've ever killed sheep, like Reese, you can speak to this for sure. Like, sheep aren't the toughest creatures. Like, they're not like goats. Like, they take one in the leg and they like fall over, you know? Like, they don't really take a lot of lead. So I was like, okay. I said, think you missed. You might have got him a bit on that one, like, but a grazer. I'm like, and my philosophy is like, just keep shooting until it's down. Like, unless you, like, just keep shooting until it's down. But he's like, what? And I'm like, just stay calm, bro. It's all good. I'm like, another one. It's like 422. Goes, that was a miss. 4th shot. Like 430 something. 4th shot.
Yeah.
Like maybe a hit, but I'm like, sheep is not doing anything. It's just walking. Now it's turned back around. This is a 5-minute span. It's kind of hiding behind some stuff.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh no. Starts walking back up. 5th shot. Miss. I'm like, frick, dude.
He's like swapping out mags at this point.
Now he's losing it. I'm handing him bullets left, right, and center. So I'm like, man, I don't know. I'm like, he's like pissed.
Yeah.
And then he's like, okay, 6th shot. Like, this is it. He's like, if it's not good, I'm like, okay, dude, 540 adjusted. Like, I'm like, you got this.
Mm-hmm.
Boom. Tumbles this sheep. I'm like, oh, thank God. So anyways, bit of emotion, you know. I'm like, oh my God. So whatever, we get up to that sheep a couple hours later. Not a couple hours, an hour later, something like that. Finally get up to it. It's just like it's big. I'm like, this is great. So, and then I'm looking at it, and because he was like the way he was walking, like the exit wounds were on the backside. I'm like, oh, like his first 2 shots, like were boiler room right through.
Really?
Yeah, man, just behind the front shoulder. They were like 2 inches, 3 inches apart. Exit wounds, like one exit wound was like pretty big. That was the second one. First one was like pretty small, so maybe the bullet didn't expand. shooting ELDXs. Then another one hit him in the horn. Another one hit him like in the back leg, but through the cavity, was like through, like insane. And then the last one hit him in the neck. And so like, out of 4 out of 6, like hammered him. Like,
Wow.
anyways, so we finally like, so I always really like to let the client kind of handle the animal when they first get up there. So I'm kind of recording this and stuff, and he's like kind of looking around, and then he picks it up, and the right side's laying up, and the right side's, I'm like, oh yeah, this is like 39, maybe it pushes 40. And then he picked up the right side, and I could see the left, and I'm like, whoa. I'm like, okay, I like fucking go grab my tape right away. I'm like, dude, like I think we just got like a 40-inch ram, 41 3/8. I was like,
way.
ooh, like so pretty. It's a nice day, like nice afternoon. Pics are sick. Ben messaged me. He's like, how old is it? And I said, honestly, brother, like it's 12 with maybe 2 to 4 more rings through its base. So I'm like, but I don't know. Like, this is past my past my
Past your
aging,
expertise.
past my expertise. So I'm like, not really gonna say, but it's 12 plus.
Yeah.
All day. So end of the season, I stick with Ben because I kind of help him out with a bunch of stuff. So we're in Mayo, fly out, go to Mayo. Next day, I'm dragging the trailer home with like almost all our sheep, all our moose, all our caribou, all the meats that we didn't donate to the native band up there, and a bunch of other crap in this big trailer. So, but I got to get all the permits and stuff like that. So go in, they're aging the sheep. We put like Brady's and Ben's last and Merg's last, I should say. And so they get to Brady's, and they're like, wow, like this is a specimen. We're like, yeah, like this is a sheep. This is the crazy part. So Brady's is 168 and 15 years old. And it's just it's fucking symmetrical. It's heavy. And it's only it's only 30, like 38 and a half each side. So he's super heavy and dark horned. He's a gorgeous sheep.
Mm-hmm.
And then so they're like, wow, this is one of the oldest sheep we've tagged, like we've had in here. Like, this is great. And then I'm like, cool. I'm like, well, I think the next one you'll enjoy too. So the next one's Mergs, and they're going through, and they're like, so this sheep is 16. And I'm like, yeah, like I think this sheep's 16. And I couldn't tell between 14 and 16, and it's so thin, like it's wild. And so they're like, well, this is like the biologist in there was like, this is the oldest recorded ram that we've actually like plugged up here.
Really?
So I was like, oh shit, like that's like pretty cool. And it's like 160, I call it just shy of 165, 41 inches long, 16 years old. So that's so in like jokingly, like going back to the hunting season, like I killed a book caribou, a 16-year-old 41-inch ram. I said, Ben, get me a flight, man. Like I'm not fucking guiding another thing out here, dude. Like it's not going to get better for me. Nothing's getting better. This is it. Like this is what we're doing. So
I love it.
It was pretty special. I feel like kind of, I'm not going to say like embarrassed, but like very humbled to like be able to take such an amazing old sheep. And for like my best friend's outfit, and you know, I mean, we're getting a couple of replicas made and stuff. So I'll and Mergs is getting me a replica, so I'll be able to have that thing kicking around my house for the rest of my life, which is pretty unreal, man. So
that's freaking special, dude. That's incredible. What was some of the hunters' reactions once you got all the scoring and stuff back?
When we came back with those 2 rams, mostly jealousy. Yeah, mostly like you don't feel bad, but like you're like, there's another client who's like just stoked on this like 38 and a half inch 9-year-old doll sheep you kill all day. And then there's like Brady and Mergs rams, and like you know, like guys are like, and they're like looking, they're like, and then they kind of look at their guide and they're like, what the hell, man?
Yeah. They're like, well, Matt's tip just went up and every other guide's tip just went down. So
yeah. So there was like I obviously send pics to a few buddies and stuff, and one of my buddies he's like, that guy better tip you enough to retire on for that sheep. So yeah, it was like it was cool, and you know what, to do it with like really nice guys who've hunted a lot, they appreciate the effort. Yeah, but you can check out, Brady made a film of it. Brady's films are sometimes a little bit self monologue-y, but you get to see a lot of cool shit.
Cool.
It's on KLR Outdoors, and it's like Return to the North. So you can kind of check that film out if anybody wants to. Shoot Brady
I'm
some
gonna
love.
give
So
that one a watch here tonight,
yeah,
man.
man, it was a sweet hunt. It was a
Yeah.
sweet hunt. Yeah,
Oh,
and that's hunt one.
yeah. Well,
Was re-
keep her going, man. How was the rest of guiding season? Like, obviously, that seems like that's pretty freaking memorable, and I don't think you're topping that by any means. But you
yeah,
guys had a lot of hunts that you guys were able to get out on, and like you said, 7 on 7. That's
yeah,
freaking wild.
yeah. The outfit as a whole did really well. I think there was there was a little bit of we killed 8 out of 12 sheep.
Yeah. Wow.
Which, like, really we should kill it probably 10 out of 12 for sure. It definitely has the numbers for it. I think just like sometimes the weather in August lately has been a little bit tough, and I'm not talking shit, but I think sometimes too, like, maybe you're just like not sometimes ready in August, like, to like not find sheep easily, and then it just kind of turns a little bit whatever. But yeah, so that's a bit of disappointing. It would have been nice to go like 12 for 12 on rams. But still, like, the, couple good rams of quality. We killed a 16-year-old, a 15-year-old, a 13-year-old, and a 12-year-old, and then some nines, and then a couple of younger rams. But such is life sometimes. One of these younger rams was 7, and like would have been a stud, but he got like a bit of a pass because the client's 79, bro.
No way.
Yeah.
Getting through those mountains. Good on him, dude. That's impressive.
Wanted to quit every day.
Yeah.
Every day. That wasn't my client. That was Caden Kiwakowski. But Steve got up there and they got it done, man. And that's like,
no way.
Pretty cool, dude. Like, you don't hear too many people climbing up to the top. Like, and it wasn't in the sheep. It wasn't in some little bowl. Like, that's like you rode the horses to, that you then like kind of like shot off the side of the horse, or like this was like a full on mountain sheep. Like, it was up at the top and weather and all the things. So it was pretty cool. Like, pretty awesome.
Dude, you got to send us some photos of that. That's incredible, man.
Yeah,
like, good on him. What a feat at 70 freaking 9, dude. That's incredible.
Yeah.
Most people aren't freaking like doing much at 79. Like, by any means, let alone like going freaking sheep hunting, dude. Like, that's like Reese is going to be the only guy out of this group that's going to be freaking doing that crap at 79 here.
100%, man. And like, just, that was pretty cool. So that was like really awesome. Rest of it, like, and then everything else, the average on moose this year, I don't think we killed any like freaks. Like last year, there were like 2 freaks that got killed. Like I think a 237 and a like 68-inch 237 and then a and then like a 68-inch like 228 or something like that. If I'm not quite right on the scores, forgive me, but they were big, like ridiculous. But there was a bunch of like kind of a little bit smaller bulls, not quite mature. I still like 55 plus, but like, so anyway, so this year I think our average was probably 60 or just over, which is like pretty sweet, and quite a bit of maturity, which is like super awesome. And then we killed a few grizzly bears as an outfit this year. My client, I think I was talking about this before on the podcast number 1.
Yeah.
My second client was this guy Kevin, 62.
Okay.
Coming up for there's the Super Slam 29, and that's like 29 all 29 big game animals North America. Yeah. And he came up and we killed a caribou in like a couple days. And he was coming up for 27 and 28 with me. And it was caribou. And he was hunting. He had to kill a Manitoba. Well, he had to kill a Central Barren Ground caribou as his last hunt. So it's like a gimme. Yeah. Like it's a gimme. And
no way. So he was celebrating with you then.
He was going to Manitoba right after. I mean, obviously things happen, like maybe not, but So we got the caribou, and it's a really nice caribou, and then and it was like pretty decent, like a good amount of hard work, and then we were seeing nothing for grizzly bears, nothing. Like
Yeah.
it was brutal. Like there were berries, there's all the things. We were on an older kill, like we were on a week old kill, nothing. It's like damn, like so we're sitting up high. Grizzly bear hunting's pretty slow, and I'm like, well, we got to do something. And then down the way, there was one of the clients was not meant to be. Not he's like, no, I don't want to kill a grizzly bear. But then they weren't really seeing any caribou, and he's like, they were seeing a lot of bears.
Yeah.
And he's like, okay, now we're gonna. So I was kind of making my way to go down that way, and this other client was like, well, I want to try and take this bear, and we were like 25K from them or so, and I was like, damn it, like. So I'm like, all right, well, I think there's bears up this valley. So we went up this freaking valley, and got up there, like got up early, started hiking. Thankfully, horse trail, like all the way up this valley. We got like maybe 10K from our camp, and kind of sat down, and like boom, I saw a grizzly like right away, on like right around like an older caribou kill. And I was like, well, it's not big, but also Kevin's like, we're out here just to kind of make it happen. And I'm like, all right. And like they can't be awful, but like they don't need to be 8 feet. And the grizzly bears in the Yukon are pretty small, comparatively to like our coastal grizzly bears. So I was like, dude, I hate to say it, this bear was like in the alpine, like, well, everything's alpine, I guess, up there, but like this bear was way up, like no more willows. He's up in sheep country. I'm like eating berries. This is just kind of what we got to do. I'm like, we're going to have to go up this valley, and the way the wind's going, and because this bear's going to wrap this way, most likely, like we're going to have to get up to the top of that mountain and probably come down on top of it. He's like, are you serious? I'm like, yeah, I'm completely serious. And so
do I look like I'm joking?
I said, tie your fucking boots up a little tighter. Let's do this. We go up, we did like about a 3-hour stalk on this bear. I got him to, like 380 yards right down the shale. I'm like, this is like outside of what you want to he'd like to shoot 300 in, but I'm like, this is like a pretty good shot. Like we got lots of time. Look at it. If it's no good, we can figure something else out or just wait. I said, we got lots of time. It's like 2 p.m. And he's like, okay. And so he's looking, he's like, no, it's good. Shoots, fires over its back. Only bear we've seen. I'm like, and I'm just like on it in the binos.
Yeah.
And just like follow it. It goes down. I don't even know where it is, but it's like, I'm following it, and I'm like, boom, it goes down this ravine, back up this other side, and like into the willows. And these bears are like, frick, man, they're only like hip height, like when they're on all fours. So they're in the willows, they're gone. Like, and I'm like, all right, I saw the last time I saw it was like right there. And I've been looking at it for 30 minutes still, and I haven't seen any bushes rustle or stuff. And I'm like, it's just a thick willow sea. I'm like, I'm going to get down there. Again, take your time, but I'm going to bomb down there. And if I see this bear, hopefully we can get on it again. So I like rip down this shale, get down there, set up, and I like wait. Kev comes. I'm like, I think this is the last time I saw him. I'm like, all right, let's wait until it's going to be dark. Like, you never know. Sure enough, this bear comes out like 100 yards down, not where I was looking, but 100 yards down. And I was like, all right, it's 375 yards straight off a side hill, like I'm like, I'm not comfortable with you taking the shot. Because like, I don't want, if you hit this bear where we were, there's lots of room. Like I can see for a long ways, like maybe it beds down and we can try and get in there, wait for it to die, or try and get another shot or something. But like in this willow sea, like I don't want to be wading in there after a grizzly bear. Like it's brutal. Like a little bit of bush is scary enough, let alone like, I can't see anything. So he's like upset that I'm like, I don't want you to take the shot. Like, but he's like, then 4 minutes later, he's like, dude, thank you very much. Like, you're right. I don't shoot this far. Like, we don't want to wound it. I'm like, right. Like, we'll figure it out. Like, we've got 4 days left to hunt, and like, we can make this happen. I'm like, let's just keep waiting. So we keep waiting. Boom, that bear comes out down in this like river further up, like up the valley further. And I'm like, grab your shit.
We're getting after him.
I'm like sprinting, and I'm just hobbling this guy along, and he's kind of grabbing behind, and I'm like, you're fine.
Just grabbing your backpack while you're just
Dude,
dragging him
I have
through.
his backpack. I have his stuff. I'm like, you're good, man. And so we get up there, and I'm like, okay. And then it disappeared again.
Yeah.
Wait for a little bit longer, and I wasn't sure. Maybe it kind of wrapped around this backside of this whole mountain. So I like hoofed up over this big corner. Don't see it. Come back. Oh, I see the bear out. I run back to my client, kind of grab him, get up there. He shoots it at like 180 yards. And dude, we took this bear, and it was definitely a little bit of ground shrinkage, and wasn't quite what like I would love, but like we got it done, and it's fine. Save a few sheep, like save a few moose, save a few whatever, right? Like who cares?
Save everything in the area.
Beautiful, beautiful coat, like so awesome.
Yeah.
So we killed this bear, and then like he was in tears. I was like tearing up. Like it was a big day. We did 23 miles that day. So like 30 some odd K of 35K or something like that. And then
a decent amount of elevation then too, eh?
Yeah. It was pretty good. And then got back about 2 a.m. to our camp. That was great. Northern Light show, like so good. And then the next day we had a bit of a down day, and then hiked up camp and hiked like a bunch of caribou and that bear and everything. So then chose to do 2 trips. Otherwise, like my pack would have been over 200 pounds, which I can't fit that much stuff in my pack really. And it was like a pretty heavy pack on the way there, and then nothing on the way back. Found the horse trail on the way back, which was sick because that changes everything. And then another one there. So we ended up doing like 42 miles in kind of 2 days of hiking. And on the way back, we were almost at the lake where we were getting picked up from.
Yeah.
And he was a ways behind me, and so I stopped. I like, take my pack off. Let's have a snack. Like no need to just push endlessly. Like we got plenty of time. He comes and he sits down. And he's like, "Thanks, man." I just kind of starts like tearing up. Like he's like, "I can't believe we're like done." And he's not, like,
yeah.
So need to. He's just like so many feels, right?
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh my God!" Like, and I'm also gonna like kill this caribou in Manitoba, and then I'll get my award for my North American 29 this year. I've been chasing it for a long time, so it was really cool. He was a really nice guy. He was a really unique, like really cool, fun guy that I would spend time with outside of just working with, which doesn't happen all the time. So pretty cool.
That's special, man. And how special is it for you too to like be a part of that? Like obviously he was emotional about it. Like this is a big thing in the hunting world, right? And obviously something that people dedicate like a big majority of their life to. And how freaking special is it that you got to be a part of that story, dude? That's also crazy.
We were talking about it too. Like if I was like 8 and 9 or 3 and 4, or I don't know, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't think you'd care.
Yeah.
Like, but you're like right at the end, like 27 and 28. And then you go get 29 and you're like, you feel like you're like, we did it. But like, God, if it was like whatever, number 12.
Exactly.
17 years ago.
Yeah.
Like,
have you chatted with him since?
You're like, who are you?
Yeah, I don't remember, man. I had 100 clients since then. So cool.
I don't know. Yeah. That was sweet.
Have you chatted with him since? How was his Manitoba hunt? You have any idea? Or did you get the 29?
Yeah, it was like not great. It's just, I guess, been pretty warm, but they killed they killed a caribou. Just sweet. Whatever. Number 29.
He got 29.
End of story. Number 29.
Yeah, they don't ask you how you did it. They just ask you if you freaking did it.
No need to see some of the photos. He killed a massive stone sheep with some amount of, I can't remember how many years ago, but he killed not massive, but he killed a really great stone sheep, like 164 and I think 13 years old or something like that, in the Turnagain. So that's like probably his, between that and maybe the caribou that we killed is probably the best 2 things that we got. So his caribou is like 390 something. Yeah. But just like smaller beamed, but double shoveled, big bez, lots of points. Like it was a cool caribou.
Dude, frick, man.
Yeah.
Well, that's a blast.
And then moose hunting. And then
tell us about moose hunting. And then I also want to get into some of your gear that you were testing out before your trip here too. So obviously I had the bag and the binos and stuff too, but let's hear about moose hunting. How did moose hunting go for you guys?
Moose hunting was cool. Probably the biggest thing with moose hunting this year, Caden and I were going to pair up because Caden runs an outboard jet on his boat, and I have a good amount of experience with an outboard. And I'm like, adventure stricken. So we're definitely the first people in history, and probably some of the only people that have jet boated on the jet boated the Bonaplume River for sure, because it's like a 3-hour plane ride to even get there. So it's like, there's no entrance to it. So that was like pretty sick. So Striker jet boat, 40 horse, 60 on the head, but 40 on the jet. It was, but sadly the lowest water year they think in probably about 40 or 50 years. So we had like an inch and a half of water in the creek to get from the lake to the river. So it became quite a bit of dragging.
Yeah.
And the motor's 280 and the boat's 270. So Caden and I, I'm pretty strong, but I'm not very heavy.
Yeah.
And Caden just can put his back into it. So if we had a guy who was like 250 pounds, like with a bit of strength, like it would at least like help move. But anyway, so Caden and I we were dragging that jet boat for a while, like in a couple spots. So that it kind of changed the hunting. And I feel for Ben, because that's like a $30,000 purchase, not to mention flying everything in there.
Yeah.
And then it like didn't really work. But then in our second hunt, we really started to get the hang of it. And it's like the Bonaplume is very murky, and it's like, and ridiculously shallow. Like we were, for the most part, probably the average was 6 or 7 inches of water, like, and starting in an outboard, like the back end will tip. So you're like, Caden is so skilled with an outboard motor, like way better than me. And just like the ability to like kind of gas it, trim it. You got to be kind of trimmed all the way up. Then you kind of create cavitation because of the pockets. So you got to trim it down as you hit it. And then you usually suck up rocks, and then we're kind of stopping and dragging it back. And there's not that many places to start. There was a lot going on. So our first hunt was a bit of a drag. I won't even really tell the story, but we ended up getting it done. The client couldn't really move, was almost disabled. Just pain, like just neck and back pain, and wasn't really comfortable being out there. Anyways, it was like a bit of a bit of a shit show, to be honest. Yeah.
You got her done.
I called this like 55, 50, like low 50s bull in, and he's like an old friend of Ben's and stuff from a lot of years ago. And I said, hey man, like, I don't think we're going to get another opportunity. This is all I got.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, like, not awesome, but there's lots of moose up here. Like, and it's probably the only time that this guy's going to get out. So
awesome.
We kind of pulled the trigger on like a 50-inch bull, which was like kind of lame. But, and the only reason it's kind of lame is because like the body is not really any smaller. And then you just have a small trophy to go along with it. So you're like, this is shit. So then we finally got that back, took a couple days to get that back, got the client kind of on the horse trail, and then got him picked up with another boat at the thing. And then Caden and I went to work for a couple days on that one. And then the next one was pretty fun. We got to go to where we wanted to because the river started filling up a little more, and we had like 4 inches of water in the creek.
Big difference than 1.5 inches.
Yeah. Oh, dude. Yeah. Absurd. And then I know we got to get up there, and then we were calling lots of little bulls, and it was fun. And the rut really hadn't started yet for the big guys. But the snow was starting to fly, and it was definitely turning to winter. This is our last hunt of the year, and ended up killing like a really mature, like big, like 60, just over 60-inch bull, big long paddles, like just an absolute unit of a bull. Yeah. That was so fun, and that was like pretty good. 4K from the river, so Caden and I fractured our spines getting that moose meat back and forth, and then and enough water, dude, that the jet boat like worked oh, dude, we ripped the client's back, and then we went back up, and we like grabbed all the moose meat and everything. We're like, pinning it back like 25K back to camp. We're like, we did it. And on
That
that
feeling
time,
must
dude,
have been crazy as soon as that water level went up. Like, I know
we
that
were so
feeling when
happy.
you're just trying to make it work for so long, and like, especially if you're in an inch and a half, dude, and then to finally get that rain or something, like, I can just imagine your vibes at that point must have been through the freaking roof.
Through the roof.
Yeah.
It's the happiest we've like, yeah, dude, it was insane.
Yeah.
Dragging that jet boat up, like even against a tiny current, a couple inches of water is like so hard. And then we're like having to pull, and the first time we're having to pull all the moose meat out,
Yeah.
and we're like idiots. So we like really just laid those bags as heavy as possible. And we're just kind of Santa sacking them for like a kilometer and a half up the, like, this is like, this, what are we doing? Like my Caden could have put his socks on for like a week after. Like it was just brutal, man. Like, oh my God. But we had so like lots of fun stories and stuff to think about. But then the boat worked.
Yeah.
And then here's the thing. And we had crashed that boat. We have smashed it to pieces and it's still holding up. We're like,
Sweet.
not to pieces, I guess, but like, we're like, oh my God, this boat's so tough. This is great. We had to like replace we had a poly boot. We tore that in half. Like it was all bad. And then it was so bad. And then the boat's working great. We have like an unbelievable, the best run we've had, 25K from where we got the moose to the river, all the way back to camp. We're like, yeah. Like we're like cloud 9. End of the year. I'm like, Ben, this boat was a sick idea. Just we did it.
Buy 4 more.
and then we ruptured a pontoon at some point.
Oh shoot.
Oh, no.
And so somehow, like through the hard poly on the bottom, on our way back in the creek, we like put a 1-inch slit through this, like, you know, meant to be this super tough material.
Yeah.
We just hit a sharp rock, but we didn't even feel it. Like we didn't, like we'd hammered on that boat. Yeah. We'd hit the bank. We'd done all sorts of stuff, like stuff almost flipped it a couple times, like not good.
Yeah.
And the boat was fine. We're like, dude, this thing is so tough. And I have a decent amount of experience in them. And I'm like, these boats are the best. Like all I can do is sing its praises. And then somehow we just hit this like one sharp little rock and it just, but the problem is at this point, like there's no freaking, it's so wet and it's so cold that none of the sticky, like none of the repair patches work.
Yeah.
So we had to like actually make it tough again. This is what really hurts. At $8.
And how far away from camp are you when you notice the slit or when you lose all your air?
We were like really close, and then it can drive no problem. Like because it's in like, I think there's there's 4 sections to the pontoons. Yeah. So if you rupture if you ruptured the front, it'd be bad. Yeah. But it was the back rear.
Okay.
But the back rear is what takes like the most pressure and beating on the back all the time. Yeah. Pretty much. So anyways, it was just kind of shit. Like we ended up having to fly the boat out and we got to bring it back to them. And then, man, because they got to grind off this material, patch the boat, and then reapply this material.
Shoot.
I'm like,
oh my gosh.
Bro, I'm like, I don't know, man. Like, see how it goes, but
that seems like a freaking liability. Then after the fact, it's like, are you guys going to trust that thing way the frick up there? You know, and
I mean, I think it would be fine because like you're reapplying, but like if you patched it, and I was talking with the guys from Stryker, if you patch it and then you hit that spot again, like you're gonna rupture. Like,
exactly.
It's much easier to rupture, obviously, the second time. Like, you know. So, anyways, I feel it was a learning experience, and who knows? I think maybe like I told Ben, I'm like, we don't need this big jet boat. We need 2 smaller ones.
Yeah, exactly.
Just spend 60 more thousand, and then we'll have it dialed.
Then it'll be dialed. Then we got our freaking systems figured out.
Dude, it was bad. Yeah, I felt really bad about that one. And it's like there were times like if we like wrecked that boat, like I'd have been like, oh man, this is on us, I think, because like we were pushing it. But this was like our best run. Yeah, like the best.
You finally had 4 inches of water to play with. What do you mean?
Dude, it was the best. We were like, oh my God, we did it. Yeah. And then the pontoons flapping behind.
Would you have any, because the way that those boats are built too, would your transom be like all like freaking wiggly? Because isn't that where all the structure is, or no?
Not on these, man. Like
Yeah.
it's this like jet boat one's like reinforced pretty intense. Like
Okay.
that's why it's like 282 pounds or 278 pounds.
Yeah.
Something. The thing is just, yeah, it's big and heavy.
Yeah.
Not,
Wild.
but it's big and heavy.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Exactly.
yeah. Anyways, man, that was like jet boating was moose hunting, and the moose hunting was good. It's like whatever. I think my hunting moose is pretty boring, but it's like fun, but it's like pretty boring.
Yeah.
But the jet boating made it pretty exciting.
It got Matt's adventure up a little bit. He's like, hey, if there's a boat, there's a motor, and there's like a ton of things that can go wrong, I'm freaking in.
Dude, it was great. And then we were lots of jet boat fixing and lots of bullshit. And then it was winter when we left. Like it was -6 foot of snow on the ground. Like it was full on winter. By the last morning, it was like, get me out of here.
Me out.
Get me out of here.
Well, that sounds like a successful season up north, Matt. That sounds
dude.
like a freaking great time, dude. Congrats to even you and all your clients too. Like,
thanks,
that's
man.
incredible. That's incredible. So
it was so sweet. It was slow for the first like 4 or 5 days.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden I was like driving home.
Yeah.
The drive home was bullshit, by the way. Oh my God. That was brutal.
Yeah, what happened? I know that you were dealing with some truck stuff getting up there. Everything worked out good?
Nothing on the way up. I found a leak. My water pump was leaking the day, like the week we left.
Yeah.
So I fixed that.
Oh,
but
sweet.
But everything was fine.
Yeah, killer.
So I'm driving back 2,700 kilometers by myself, 10,000 pound trailer full of like our trophies for the year.
Yeah.
I pull in, I'm like coming past Summit Lake, like at Muncho there, and like Toad River. And I pull off the road. It's like 11:30 and snowing and it's dark. And I'm like, oh, this is shitty out. And I get in and I take a pee and I just do a lap of the trailer. And I'm like, good, get back in my truck. Frickin' start like put her in drive. And I just hear like metal on metal as I'm rolling. And I'm like, back into park. I'm like, no transmission overheating, no warning lights. I'm like,
what's happening here?
All right. Headlamp on, get out under the truck, trailer, disconnect the trailer brake, put it back on, this, that. I'm like, go to start driving again.
Yeah.
Metal on metal. And it's like, feels like it's seizing. And I'm like, what the fuck? I can tell it's from the front of my truck. I'm like, okay. I'm like, if it's my transfer case or I'm like, maybe it's my front drive shaft. I was like, maybe I can just get it going. Yeah. And maybe I can limp my truck into Fort Nelson, 175 kilometers. I was like, this isn't the best choice, but I also like, if I'm stuck out here, like I'll just be behind tomorrow.
Yeah.
So I was like, let's see. And if it's too ridiculous, I'll pull over.
Yeah.
So I get going, and at speed, I was like at 60 kilometers an hour, 70 kilometers an hour, I was fine. So I get into Fort Nelson at like 2. I'm like, all right. I'm like, pull off the side of the road. I'm like, where all the semi trucks are. Stop. I'm like, it's like 2:30. I'm like, I'm just going to sleep until it's 6 a.m. A&W is going to open. I'll get a coffee. I'll look for frickin' whatever. So I like try and get in the back of my truck, try and go to sleep. Terrible sleep. Get up. It's like 6. And I'm like, all right. I'm like, you know what? I'm still not ready to deal with this. I was like, fuck it. I'm like, just going to go to A&W here. So I go in there, but I'm on my way to A&W and I'm like, oh yeah. I'm like, there's probably going to be a group of old men who are from Fort Nelson, like in every frickin' small town. Like, I'm like, and they're going to know a mechanic. They're going to have a shop. They'll give me a hand. So I like sit down kind of close to them, drinking my coffee, going through. No mechanics are open. Napa, there's a Napa there. I can't imagine it's stocked up that well, but there's a Napa that opens at 8. And then there's Home Hardware and that opens at 8. And I'm like, not bad.
Yeah.
Or maybe it was 9, whatever. And I was like, okay. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, hey guys. They're like, hey. I'm like, and you guys know a mechanic maybe that's open on a Saturday, or a guy that pay cash?
Yeah.
No. Okay.
Nice to meet you.
30 seconds later, what do you need? I'm like, here we go. Just reel them in, baby. Yeah. Reel them in. And it's like literally took me back to like picking up a chick at the bar when I was in university. You're like, don't overplay your hand here, but let them know you're interested. So I'm like, wow, like, I think it's maybe my transfer case, but I don't know, like, or it's my front drive shaft. Could be something like, I couldn't see anything hanging down, whatever, but it was dark, like pulled in late last night. Said, I'll probably just wait till home hardware opens, get a real good jack the truck up, kind of see what's going on.
Yeah.
Well, if you need a jack, like, I got one in my truck. I can just lend it to you. Like, I'll just swing back around in a couple hours. I'm like, that'd be awesome. I'm like, whenever you want to go. He's like, right now. Okay. So we hop up. He's like, I'll give you a ride over there. And then this other old guy, he's like, wow, I might as well come have a look. And I'm like, perfect. You got a lot of dirt under your fingernails. I like what you're all about. So we shoot the shit for a second, get around to my truck, and this other old guy's like, hey, like, I'll why don't you just drive forward and I'd see if I can see anything. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, great idea. So I just kind of start rolling forward, no noise. I'm like, woo. And out of like, but I'm like, something's up.
Yeah.
So I like hit the brakes and so one, I'm like, not my front drive shaft, I don't think, like not my transfer case, like that stuff doesn't come unfucked randomly overnight. So then I hit the brakes and I just feel this like clunk and this grinding. And I'm like, there it is. So he's like, yeah, something. I mean, braking maybe. So I get around to the passenger side of my truck. Frickin' caliper bolt fell out and it had wedged my caliper into my rim. So anyways, I was like so happy because I was like, oh my God, I can just get a caliper bolt. I can frickin' throw my spare on if I need to. I have a full-size spare. I was like, no problem. I'm definitely getting a Fort St. John. Let me peel you back to in the middle of the night. I woke up and I thought, you know what? I'm just going to get this truck and trailer towed to Fort St. John, right to GM. I'm getting a brand new AT4 HD. Screw it. $120,000. It's only money. I'll make more later.
You're like, I just guided a guy on the sheep of his lifetime and I got a great tip. Let's go buy a new freaking truck today.
I have all the sheep with me.
Yeah,
I can, I'm like, Jesus. So, and then it turns in from like $120,000 AT4 HD to a caliper bolt. Now here was the beauty. So I like jacked the truck up, off, boom.
Yeah.
I said, well, I'll just wait for Napa to open, boys. I appreciate it. The old guy's like, that store sucks. I'm like, okay. And he's like, I'll be right back. And he comes back, true to his word, probably about 6 minutes. And he has a caliper bolt in hand. And I'm like, where did you get that from? He's like, my buddy's got a 2004 and a half Chevy 2500 HD, just like yours, but just for parts because it's got a blown motor. I'm like, So he's like, I'm like, what do you do for work? He's like, I've been a mechanic for 45 years. I'm like, of course you have. I was like, yes. Oh, anyway, so he helped me out. And these two guys, there's no way I had cash. I'd have been like, here you go. Like, could I pay you? But I knew they wouldn't take it. And I said, well, I figure you guys wouldn't take any cash. And they're like, no, like we love helping guys. Like, this is great. And obviously we've been talking about the hunting season and stuff. And I said, well, do you guys hunt much anymore? Or do you guys like moose meat? And they're like, oh yeah, we love hunting, but our sons don't like spend any time with us anymore. And I'm like, they're like laughing. They're kind of joking. And I'm like, have a look in the back of this trailer. So I like get the padlocks off, flip the trailer open. I got 64-inch moose, 60-inch. I got all the trophies.
Yeah.
All the sheep. They're like, holy shit. Like, I've never even seen this kind of thing. They're like losing it, taking a couple pics. So I clamber over everything, open up a couple. I have 4 deep freezes. I have like 2,500, 3,000 pounds of meat in there.
Sweet. Yeah.
Open up a couple deep freezes, yeet out a bag, yeet out another bag. They're like, we can't take that much. I'm like, buddy, I'm like, these are full. Like, I'm like, thank you so much. I really appreciate all your help. So like, that was pretty wild. So that was pretty cool. Turned from a new truck and a breakdown to like a caliper bolt in Fort Nelson. And then I broke a rim on the trailer at friggin' just outside Fort St. John. And I was like, just get me home. I didn't even see anybody. I had like buddies I was going to see on the way home. By the time all that stuff happened, I was like, nah.
Just get me home to my wife and dog here. Like I just want to get out of here.
I'm not interested anymore. Everything.
I'll see you next year.
I'm in a good mood.
That's part of the deal with those northern trips. When you're towing trailers, get ready to get stuck. I've been stuck on Pine Pass before, twice. Yep, twice. I blew a trailer when I was coming back with my jet boat, or blew a tire, and then when I was going up with my dad, we were gonna go meet my brother, and we had a rear tire just come off.
Yes.
Actually, never
Yes.
found it. So if somebody wants to find a trailer tire, it's between Mackenzie and Powder King. But
Jeez.
it's just part of the deal when it's just you're
Really
putting
is.
so much. Like nobody tows boat trailers that much, and then you go and try and put 2,000 kilometers on your truck trailer that somebody's hasn't touched the bearings in 10 years. Yep,
Oh
stuff
yeah.
starts blowing up.
Yeah. Yeah. This trailer was brand new, but the problem with it is and Ben's already gonna do it. Like he's just got to get like forged aluminum wheels because they're like the 2-part trailer rims, and like they cracked one on the way up, cracked one on the way down, and it's because this enclosed trailer is like massive.
Yeah.
And the problem with a really big trailer is you fill it with stuff.
You do.
This trailer's like 10 to 12,000 pounds every time, and any like sideways shift just like you said, man, it's just bound to freaking happen. Like,
It's
anyways.
all part of it, man. It's just how the frick are you gonna adapt? Are you gonna make buddies with some boys over at frickin' A&W here and get them to pull a part off the parts truck?
That's exactly it, man. Yeah. Oh my God. That was such a ridiculous like couple of hours. I couldn't believe it. I was fully committed. I was like, there's a like a car, a semi car trailer in front of me, like a car hauler.
Yeah.
And there was nothing on it. And he was going south. And I was like, I was going to just, when he started to move or I saw him, I was going to be like $1,000, truck in this trailer, put it on this thing.
Yeah.
Take me to FSJ.
Yeah.
And I'd just pull it into GM, get it off there. AT4HD backed up, hooked up to the trailer.
You can keep the other truck just to keep it the rest of the way.
I'll figure out something.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll figure something out.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I love it, man. I love
Ridiculous.
Dude,
yeah, man. But other than that, I mean, obviously tons of little ones I'm sure that I'll remember, but in general, just a freaking fantastic time. Pretty lucky to spend 65 days in the Mackenzie Mountains of the Yukon. I mean, it's like also it's not just the I mean, it's the prettiest place in the Yukon for sure. So yeah, super cool.
Frick, man. Well, that sounds like a great frickin' time. And dude, some of the pictures and stuff that that we were able to see and different things like that too, man. Like, wow, I'm excited to, and I know you just mentioned a bunch of stories, but I'm excited to hear some more stories kind of as the days go on. I'm sure like as everything starts going, you'll start thinking of a couple more. And yeah, that sounds special, man. That sounds special.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah.
My one question is how many This Is Coffees you think you drink up in the mountains there?
178.
There you go.
I took 200.
There you go.
And I had 22.
Oh, good stuff, Matt. Well, frick, that's awesome. Yeah. Reese, have you been getting out at all? Like since the last time we chatted, I know that you had some thoughts about chasing some stuff locally there, or you had a bit of a hunt planned as well too. Kind of how's your season been going so far?
Good. Yeah, I went on a little goat mission with a buddy of mine in the West Kootenays.
Cool.
And it was cool. It was right after that first snowfall in the mountains, so it was kind of tricky for finding goats. One, they're just hard to see, like the one time a year that they're hard to see. And then also it seemed like they were right in their transition from their summer range to their winter range. So we never actually saw any goats up high in their summer style range. We saw some tracks and stuff like that, but everything we were seeing was like down in like the bluffs and their winter range and stuff like that, which was tricky. We did get up and we did see one Billy he was probably like 7.5 or something like that, 3 or 4 year old. But Ryan's looking to put something on the wall. So for somebody, it could be like it was a tough hunt and stuff like that, and you probably could have pulled the trigger on that and been happy. But he was looking for something a little bit more, and that's fine. But no, it was good. Like saw some grizzly bears way up high. Saw some black bears on the other side of the ridge, sow and cub, and then a smaller boar. But that was pretty sweet. But no, it was a cool trip, and then halfway through there, we went in and did like a backcountry kind of style on the first few days to check it out. Once we realized, okay, the goats aren't here, we need to start traveling around and glassing the the winter range areas. We started doing that, and then we went up into this over top of this one ridge to look into this other valley, and we're sitting there, and we had the truck parked in the other valley way up high on this logging road, and we basically just bushwhacked through the slide alder and stuff like that up onto this ridge, and we're sitting there glassing, and all we could see was there's a couple goat tracks going up this really dumb spot and over to the other side of the ridge, and that was pretty much it. And then a couple mule deer tracks around us, and that was all. We're sitting there glassing, and I think I was having a snack or something, and I just see something black go and lay down 350 yards in front of us, and I'm like, oh, that was a moose. So I look with the binos, and I'm like, oh, little bull, and I'm whipping out the spotter. I'm like, all right, let's see. And I'm like, oh yeah, Ryan, get the gun. This is a 2-point. So spike forward bull, and that was so slick.
Freaking
so
uni
funny.
man.
Oh yeah, it was like way up high. Like this was like we had like the scree slopes, boulders, the first stand of timber that had like rock and browse in it, and he was like there.
Yeah,
like it was ridiculous. But it was funny because I love mountain moose, man. Like I love hunting the big critters where you're really not supposed to, and I was getting amped, and I had a tag too, but I had just picked up this little lightweight 308, and I had like just sighted it in for like 100 yards, and it was kind of more of like a bear gun, really. Yeah. And then if I was out to 200, I'd be pretty fine. But though this guy was like 346, and I was like, Brian, you should shoot this moose. And he's like, looks over, he's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, yeah, we're shooting this thing. He's like, oh, it's too far. I'm like, no. I got the plan. He's like, are you sure we're going to get, this is going to kill us trying to get this thing out? I'm like, no, it's literally not going to be an issue at all. It's going to be easy. I already have a plan for it. And this is like 32 seconds after seeing the bull.
You're drawing it out in the snow for him. So this is how we're going to freaking do this.
But it was kind of a trickier shot because it was just like a slope. And so you had to do kind of like a seated or like side lying shot downhill. And so you couldn't really lie prone. You had to kind of lie on your side. So eventually he got himself comfortable, and he's looking at him, and he's just shaking. I'm like, and I'm like, just relax, it's fine. He's like, I'm literally afraid of the pack out. I'm not afraid of shooting it. I'm just afraid of the pack out. And I'm like, dude, it is gonna be so good. And I'm like, if you don't shoot this bull, I'm gonna go stalk into 200 yards and shoot this thing with my 308. So
yes,
shoot this thing now. And so Ryan gets in there. He had we had the spotter set up with the iPhone there hooked up to it, and he goes and he's like, all right, you ready? I'm like, 1 second. All right, let's go. So I had his on the video, and I was looking through mine, and the thing it was bedded, and I'm like, okay, and it's like bedded, and you have like the width of a moose and then just like timber. And it was just lucky that it bedded down right there. I'm like, okay, you're gonna take that first shot when he's bedded, because the chances are he's gonna soak it up, stand up, and you're gonna get a second shot. And so he takes that first shot, and I watch it go in. It looked real good. Racked another one, shoots again, pulled to the right, and just kind of like put like a 6-inch cut on the front quarter. I'm like, all right, too far forward, reload. And then sinks another one right into the bread basket and drops it right where it was bedded. It was awesome.
Yes.
And I'm just like, yes. I love this stuff. And he's like, I can't believe I just did that. I'm like, this is sick. This is so sick.
That's awesome, man.
He's like, frick, now I got to pack this thing out, dude.
Yeah. So,
well, dude,
it was
so good. Like that's the key of having like freaking beast fit friends. You're like, yeah, man, I can kill this thing here, but you're doing a lot of work.
Yeah,
Like,
but it
that's
wasn't too
sweet.
bad, like, and then also the temperature was good. Like, we had
Perfect.
it was below freezing at night, so I'm like,
Sweet.
even if this takes us a while, it's not a
Who
Yeah.
big
cares?
deal,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I carry lots of rope and stuff like that, so, yeah, we recollected all our gear, and, basically, we had kinda come up on a saddle,
Yeah.
and then the moose was below the saddle, so we went and dropped as much as our gear we could, like spotters and stuff. Hiked down to the bull, found him pretty easily, which was sweet. I was kind of halfway down. I'm like, man, I didn't really take that good of a look at where he is. Like, I'm pretty sure I know where he is, but this could be really weird because it was kind of like, when you're looking down and then it's like this and he's up there and you get on that slope and you're like, this is not exactly what I was expecting at
Listen,
all. But
this is not what I wanted to do at all.
yeah, but it was no problem. Got down there, found him. We had him cut up and ready to roll in 2 hours and 15 minutes,
Nice.
which
Awesome.
was sweet. And
Yeah.
that was also pulled the guts out, so it was nice and easy. Unfortunately didn't get the heart. He took a round, so but yeah, everything was great.
Sweet.
Right, nothing even. We had a little bit of bloodshot on one of the shoulders, but it was great. Like I'm so stoked. Like I
Yeah.
love that's my favorite. That's my favorite wild game meat, and in my opinion, the
100%.
best table fare you can get.
Yeah.
Damn near.
Yeah.
And so I was stoked, and basically went and hoofed everything up to the ridge, and that was 2 trips. And fortunately, it's funny. I never carry a saw, like, ever.
Yep.
And for some reason, I put the saw in the pack this day, and man, we saved, like, being able to cap that moose is not just
yeah.
having to carry this big dug skull for no reason.
Dude.
But it was awesome.
Yes.
So that made us be able to pull off like four trips total, and it being pretty manageable. Like when we got to the butcher, we went to the top of the ridge there, and I deboned the fronts because those young bulls, they don't really have much mass on the front end. So I bet you I pulled 15 to 20 pounds of bone off, and then there was 30 pounds of meat on each front shoulder. And then the hinds were 60 pounds each on that bull.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
everything was pretty manageable.
Yeah.
And then we had 45 pounds of cut meat, and that includes trim in the loins.
Yeah. Awesome. That's wicked.
So that was perfect. So we basically got up there at like 6:30. It was just starting to get dark. Whipped off the front quarters, deboned those, and then got the hinds hung. And I only had one piece of rope that was long enough. And so I'm like, okay, Ryan, you pull as hard. I had him up on this rock, and I'm like, when I push, you have to jump off the rock and swing down. And
Yes.
so I was pushing 120 pounds of 2 quarters up, and I'm like, Gup! And then I get it to, arm height. And then I found a big stick, cut a wedge in the top, and stuffed it into the loop that I had cut around the hocks,
nice.
and was able to push it up. And I had it 9 feet off the ground, and I'm like, that's all we're gonna get.
That's definitely good enough.
Yeah, so that was pretty solid. And we left the hinds overnight, and everything else came out in the first load. I got back to truck at like 9 p.m. and it was no big deal. Came and got it the next day, and that was actually really cool. When we went up and went back up to the ridge, because we're still looking for goats.
Sure.
We glassed for a bit, and Ryan was actually talking like they had not seen, like, it's really tough, kind of the moose hunting in that area. From what I've heard, the densities are pretty low. From what these guys, or at least the locals, were saying. But we went in there, and just below where we got this bull, we saw a cow with 2 1.5-year-old calves.
Oh, wicked.
That was really cool to see. Kind of seems like they just were, up in the high country, and like you were saying, people aren't seeing bulls because they're not, hunting where the moose are.
Yeah.
And so that was good to see. And then brought the last 2 quarters out, no big deal. And then kept hunting goats, and we did probably one of the cooler stalks I've done. Probably one of the cooler stalks I've done, period, really, on the last day. So it was really rough weather, dealing with fog, rain, half snow, and we glassed up this goat that was looking, kind of giving us some Billy vibes, but it was like quite a ways away, The weather was crap, so you couldn't really tell. And to get to them, you either were 4 kilometers away or you were on top of them. And it's the last day, and I'm like, well, Ryan, like we don't have much choice to really go and look at other spots, so let's just go for it. We'll get in there. If he's a good Billy, great. If he's a nanny, whatever. And so basically we went and looped around. We had to get up on top of where the bluffs were, and basically snuck down to him. Found a good elk spot on the way in, which was sweet. And it was like in the rock bluffs, like if like it's like going around the rock climbing zone over a lot above like Squamish.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which
Dang.
was sick. And so basically we went and we had to go and just like scoot along the edge of this one big rock face, and there was just enough timber that I think it was going to protrude out where we could see where this goat was. And we were also hoping that it was there. It probably was 3 hours to get where we didn't have eyes on it. And so we're like sneaking down, and there was actually quite a bit of goat trails in there. So it was kind of follow those. At least you felt like you weren't going to just get cliffed out.
Yeah.
Got to a spot, and Ryan sees the goat, and he sees it at like 120 yards. And like he sees it, but like as he sees it, he's like halfway through getting through this deadfall timber and hooked up, and he's just like, oh, there it is. And he just looks over, he's like, right there. He's like trying to get his spotter out, and like below us too is like if you drop your water bottle here, it's gone.
Yeah.
It's one of those like nice progressively rolling over rock slabs where then it just drops off like 200 feet.
Yeah.
And so he gets the spotter out, and it ended up being just a old nanny. She was like 120 yards away, bedded, but just totally had the drop on her.
Yeah.
It was super cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, no, we were pretty stoked, and it was like, it was nasty. It was nasty to get in, nasty to get out. And it would have been pretty unreal. Well, if we got that and the moose, it would have been one of the trips of my life. Would have been nuts.
That's so cool.
It's still really, really fun, but no, it was good times for sure.
That's freaking dynamite, man. Yeah, that's sweet, because I know especially it's not like you have a ton of time to hunt this year with the Olympics looming and all that cool stuff too, right? So, yeah, man, it's sweet that you think be able to get out and get a little alpine moose hunting in. Classic
sure.
Reese.
What's the biggest animal, and how far away can he get? Let's go after it.
100%. Well, this one wasn't like Ryan was all bent. He's like, oh, this is going to be brutal. I'm like, man, this is nothing compared to what the heck I did last time. That was stupid. Well, I killed that bull solo 7 burn kilometers from the truck, like not trail kilometers, burn kilometers. And that was in also like calf high snow. And
yeah.
Oh yeah.
But the good stuff, man.
It's all good if you just take your time and do what you need to do. But I learned so much from that. I made a lot of mistakes on that. Wow, that one did some good stuff, but I also made a lot of mistakes. So this was dead easy. It was awesome.
Yeah.
Experience.
No, I love it.
Awesome, man.
Frick, man. Matt, I'm interested as well, Matt, and I would love to even hear kind of like some gear stuff here. For transition the conversation, Reese, and I'd love to hear kind of like if you've been trying out any little things or anything like that, even on that moose hunt there as well. But Matt, I know that you had a new bag that you were trying out, and then also a new pair of binos. What's kind of the guiding season review on all of that?
So, yeah, freaking not like, I don't want to sound rude, but that EXO pack was quite underwhelming.
Okay.
Comfortable, like pretty comfortable. I think it's like maybe for people that like don't, well, it's me. Yeah. Like, I don't want to be rude, but like it definitely didn't.
You don't got to beat around the bush. Let us know how it was.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. Like, it's not like it's like better than a Kuyu pack by a mile.
Yeah.
But I was like a little disappointed as I kept using it. Like
how so? What disappointed you? Was it strappy?
Aren't long enough?
Okay.
Like like none of like the straps just like aren't long enough on the sides. Like if you had 8 days in your bag, and then killed something early, and then had to like maybe use the load. Like I hate using load shelves on most bags. Like I just use the bag and then maybe put my stuff on the outside.
Okay. Yeah.
And if you use the load shelf, because the load shelf looked like it was a good design, and it was, and it is a good design, but you can't fit anything like around the sides. Like the straps don't fit. Like you couldn't, like, yeah, it just wasn't, if I'm going to spend like $1,000 on a bag, like that's not it.
Yeah.
I would say. It also, like, if you put too much in the load shelf, it like flattens out the lumbar quite a bit, and like your spine is fucked afterwards for sure.
Yeah.
That being said, like if you didn't have too much stuff, it's a good bag. It's really comfortable.
Yeah.
Doesn't really carry antlers very well. Like certainly doesn't carry a 60-inch moose rat. There's just not enough straps.
Yeah.
Like the Kifaru bag, there's so many straps. What's that?
I said straps are huge. Like we even on our most recent trip here, we were packing some meat out, and a photographer who I'm gonna name unnamed because I think he has some affiliation with this brand. But long story short, he had a mystery ranch bag, and it was the same thing. It's like his straps just didn't freaking fit. We had 2 weeks worth of food and these quarters, and they didn't fit. So now we're like trying to carry his extra crap on our bags, and like
it's just like an interesting thing. Like you know, all things go well, it's fine, but like so I was like a bit disappointing, but you know, I was like, I think they actually sell strap extenders for that bag now.
Really?
Because I had a prototype. I had a K4 prototype, and I don't think it changed much.
Yeah.
Top lid was way too small. There's a couple things like that, but like, and then the pack did rip in a pretty important spot by the end of it, but also like I was asking for it a little bit. Like I didn't want to take too many trips, you know, like 8K round trip with this moose on the last hunt. So I pretty much had like however much, someone could probably do the math on this, however much 7,200 cubic inches of backpack full of moose, however much that is, like
a decent amount,
enough. And it ripped where the stay goes in the bag. So 200 pound ish load. It didn't, not that that's like what you do all the time,
not that that's the average Joe, but no,
and it's not normal, but like that's what I need. That's what I need my bag to do.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think Kifaru and Mr. Ranch are the two bags that are the best. Like, a frame bag would be cool, but like unnecessary. I think Kifaru. I'm gonna get, and I hate the shape of my Stone Glacier. It's super narrow and like really tall, and I just don't love that. I feel like, especially when you're putting big caribou or big moose on the top, like to have the size, like the width of that Kifaru bag, like I really do like it. I mean, this is like, they all work. Like, they're all fine, but if we're gonna like get picky about gear,
well, that's what we're doing. So let's get picky about gear.
Would most people, I think, like that exo bag? Yeah, and I think if you just had some strap extenders or something, you could like get a load in there pretty good, like strap that elk down to the bag pretty well.
Yeah.
Or use some rope or something like that, something extra. Yeah, I think it's like a pretty good bag. But I was like a little bit. There was every hunt I was like getting upset that like I couldn't just close the straps on the side, because there's just like, I've got like spotter and tripod in the left, rain gear and some like and like a puffy vest, puffy jacket in the right, normal stuff in my bag, and like I'm like just getting it there, and then
exactly.
And I'm like, I don't know,
there you go,
little bit poopy. Yeah. So that's probably like the biggest thing. Those 1856 binos were sick.
Yeah. You're sold on them. You're all in.
Yes. I'd like some better glass. Like, but I knew that going in.
Yeah.
Those binos cost $500. Like, I think they're $800, $900 new. You don't expect, they're not NL Pures.
Yeah.
You know,
exactly.
Like, come on.
Yeah.
So I knew that going in.
Completely
That's
different
fine.
price point with that. And you got what you expected. Exactly.
I did. And I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I will say though, it's like a good amount of extra weight. Like, I don't know what else you would do. Like, I think if like, I wouldn't bring a spotting scope if I was like hunting with like, say us three were out hunting.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't bring a spotter. Like I'd have like my 1042s and those 1856s, and like one of you guys would have a spotter, both of you would have a spotter, and that's what I would do.
Yeah.
But like to go spotter 1042s, 1856s, I'm like, man, and that's with my 65 on the end of my Swaro, not even my 85 on the ATX. So like, I thought the 85 had, so like, this is too much.
Yeah.
Like I'm sitting at fucking 8 pounds in optics.
Product testing, man. You're product
stupid,
testing
but
while guiding.
I'm stupid, but I'm not that stupid. Yeah. Shit. There's a lot of good stuff, I think, like that was like pretty dope. But those two things were probably the best, man. I mean, everything else, like I think nothing was new. You know, like my as usual, rain gear fails every year. It's 1 year purchase. It's fucked.
Frick,
just can
that's
never
wild,
do it.
eh?
That's it. Yeah. Yeah. I'm actually I'm gonna get some zippers sewn in. I've said I'm going to do this for like 4 or 5 years, but I'm actually just going to buy some waterproof KKK zippers, YKK zippers, KKK zippers.
Please no. Please no.
Oh my God.
Can we cut that part out of the podcast here?
Fuck.
Yeah, definitely
YKK
not.
zippers.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's good stuff.
I love it. You know we have to leave that in too.
100%. Oh, dude, that's ridiculous. Oh man. So YKK zippers, I'm just gonna get them sewn in the sides of my like my Helly Hansen pants. Yeah. Like just at the end of the year, it's just too much, man. Like just they get shit pumped in the willows, like constant bashing. They just kind of they can't do it. The saturation point's too high, like whatever. Like that second moose we killed, it poured rain and snowed basically the entire time. So like everything's wet.
Yeah, exactly.
But you know, if you're running the heli gear, it's pretty good. I ran the heli gear on my set on the third hunt on that moose hunt. It's just so awesome. Cool. But I mean, it's just so unbreathable and stuff. But
like is that rubber?
Yeah,
the PVC stuff, right? Whatever it is. Yeah,
totally.
Freaking job
and
site,
I'm just gonna get them stitched in the sides and just some waterproof zippers, and then you can at least like vent out the side a little bit. The jacket always seems to do fine, but the pants I find just take an absolute murdering, man. Yeah, and then you're wet and whatever. So, anyways, that's probably it. Every other piece of gear was freaking awesome.
Sweet. Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, speaking of gear, Reese, I know that I got you into some of that First Light stuff. What's kind of been have you had a chance to hunt with that? What's been your thoughts with it too? And you can be open and honest about
it. I actually was looking at it for this hunt in plastic, and I'm like, I was kind of a sucker because I'm like, I have my old rain gear, like it's gonna be fine. Yeah. I totally got suckered into like, it's too nice to take on this hunt. But I've been looking at the weather. It will be getting used pretty soon here.
Cool,
for sure. Hey, but, didn't get to test out that rain gear, but I got to test out the pack with that was actually the first moose quarter I hauled with the Stone Glacier. So that was kind of interesting. It was pretty good, but I didn't have enough gear in my pack for it to be tight enough in the load shelf for me. Especially at the top. So I had a little bit of cord that I had tied up to kind of like cinch in the top of the quarter, and that was pretty good, and I was happy with that. It was decent for sure. I still I'm just waiting for one of those clips to break when I'm cinching up that stuff. They held. They did pretty darn good.
Dude, yes.
I'm just
nothing on my Stone Glacier bag has ever broken, but none of it provides me any confidence. If that makes sense. Yeah, but I have no reason for it. Because I've had it up and like
sorry, we're good.
I've packed I've packed some heavy loads in that bag, and I've never had anything go wrong. Never had anything rip, nothing. But I am like holding my breath every time. You're like, ooh, okay, that's good. That's good.
But I maybe ripped a couple things on a stone bag here or there, but we'll leave that for another day.
Yeah.
Dude.
Love it, boys. Well, Frick,
fellas,
man, Howard 24
like
in.
We've got 5 to 12 hours of podcast here. What do you say we just bounce this episode and then bounce another one next week?
Perfect. I think that sounds like a freaking plan. And Matt, that is a great way to end it. Gents, it's been great chatting with you, and looking forward to chatting next week.
100%, boys. Cheers. I appreciate the time.
All right, gents. Have a good one.